And it says we are live. Let's see. Make sure I got everything in place here. Good morning, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we're going to try getting this printer looking like a printer. As soon as a few people get in here, I'll go ahead and get started as far as some of the stuff I went over last night whenever I came back over here. But I'll go ahead and start getting things set up here. Get the chair off over here to the side. Let's see. I think we pretty much got everything set up here. Yeah, we got one viewer. So it's working. Good morning. Okay, so last night when I came back over here to work some stuff out, well, first off, as soon as I ended the stream yesterday, Mr. Carroll Science had mentioned you better go through and just kind of check things out as far as if you need any parts. Glad he mentioned that, because whenever I took and started, just playing around, I took some of these screws here, which are the M5 screws. They are supposed to screw into the extrusion. Well, it does on all of it except for this piece right up here. Now, I had to already do a modification to it, but that's essentially what happened. It was threaded, but it was threaded at a larger size. It wasn't an M6. I'm guessing it was either an American size or they just really went completely out of their way to just come up with a new size like a 5.5 because it wouldn't work. So what I ended up having to do is I had to actually go pick up some M6 screws, drill it, and then tap it as best I could with one of these screws to make it where it would work. So now I've got that done, but that created a new problem because when you go to M6, it has a larger head to it. I could not find a smaller head to save my neck. So I ended up having to take a 1/2-inch drill bit, open it a little bit more so that the head of the bolt would fit into it. So I did have to do that modification to that, as well as the base piece for that side. So that's all taken care of now. We should be good to go on that, hopefully. Anyway, that's taken care of. Another issue that came up, I don't know if you remember yesterday, but I put the springs in the extruder, and that one's already acting up. The springs are already loose to begin with. Notice that gap between the idler and the gear? 1.75 millimeter filament won't even touch the two pieces. So I went over to Orchard. I picked up some little bit longer springs. They're a little bit softer, but the thing is the length kind of makes up for the softness of them. I'm going to replace this other one real quick while I'm at it. If I get these two out from each other. There we go. So as you can see, the size difference between the two. Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there. So this one's beefier. This one's a little bit softer, but because of the length, it makes up for it. So I already did it on that one. I just need to change out this one right here. And then we should be in business on that. I'll go ahead and do this two-handed. There we go. Get my screw in place. Now, look at that. Now they touch. So that should make those work. The other thing I did is I did twist both of them around so that both the wiring pieces are facing the same way toward the side where the board's going to be. I believe that was all. Oh yeah, another modification I made was I went ahead and figured out that these plastic stands went behind the circuit board, and then the metal standoffs brought it out so that this piece will be able to be attached to that. So that made a whole lot more sense. And then the biggest one of all, remember I couldn't find the bracket to mount the LCD? There was another false bottom on this backing material. So I found it. Went ahead and got it mounted. So we are good to go on all that. So hopefully now we can get this thing assembled and not have any hiccups today, hopefully. Hey Greg, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Sweet. Okay, so let's kind of move some of this out of the way. We're going to continue where we left off, which was pretty much going to start assembling the frame to this printer. Ewan, thank you for joining. Let's see, so we have those two pieces. Those two, I think. Let's see. Okay, so aluminum wide pieces, which are going to be these two. I believe the holes are going to face toward the back of the printer, if I remember right. Let me double check it here. Yeah, I believe it sits toward the back. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we have that, and then we're going to have, that's going to be there, there. That's the ones I need. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Nope, it's on its way, though. Hopefully we'll get closer today than we did yesterday. There we go. Yeah, I even went as far as to pick up some extra screws from Lowe's last night, just to be on the safe side. Whether I got the right size of whatever I'll need, I don't know, but at least I'll have some extras of some sort I can always modify if need be. There we go. Okay, so now it calls for fitting the heated bed, the bed assembly into it. Motor will go toward the back, so I want to rotate this frame because the back is facing towards you. Let's see. I may have to take one of these ends off, get this in place, but we'll see. Yeah. or at least loosen it. I am missing one of my screws with a T-nut. I don't know if it fell out or if I just missed it. Let's go ahead and add it really quick here. A fire pot came from Amazon today for my chilies. Let's just say that it took me less than 2 seconds to stick it on my head and wear a hat. Greg the Great. Watching the stream has prompted me to print something on a working printer, nonetheless. Richard, Jimmy, want to know if want to buy one of your shirts? Do you ship to the UK? It's not me. It's T Public is who I go through. So they would be the ones. I honestly don't know if they do or not, to be quite honest with you. Okay. Let me make sure I've got everything kind of in place here. I want to now center this. Seven and a half. So it needs to go, take it to 6. So let's take it to 6.5. Close-ish. That is pretty close. Close enough for me. Now lock the T-nuts into place. Let's see. And I had a fit with my printer, going to cover my printer when not in use. Stack and dust don't mix. Ooh, nice. Going to be interesting to see if this printer work. I've never been a fan of dual extruder. Yeah, I've never tried a dual extruder, so this is going to probably end in a huge failure. Okay, so we have the base in place. Everything's moving freely. I think we are good on that. So now, I think the next thing I got to do is hook up the main frame, the uprights. Let's double check before I get ahead of myself. Yep, this is where I either messed up royally or everything's going to work. Let's go ahead and do the modified one first because that's going to take some work. Okay, let's get it up here to where I can play with it. Because I got longer screws than I needed because I wanted to make sure that I grabbed enough material since I didn't actually have a tap to tap it out correctly. I wanted to make sure that I had enough there to grab hold of. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Yeah, it would have been a lot easier if I would have tapped that out first. But I forgot to buy a tap, so. Hey, Greg, did you see that Curtis is barbecuing today? Oh, nice. Glad that grabbed. This would have happened yesterday during the stream. I'd have been just in trouble. When I first found out, I started going through every screw I had. I didn't have any screws large enough. He barely texted you? Oh, man. Go. Doesn't look straight to me, but it'll work out. Okay, now this should be the M5s. So let's go with those. Yeah, he put it out on Twitter this morning. He's barbecuing. I mean, looks like a nice day up there. I'm just wondering for how long because it's supposed to start raining up that direction within the next couple hours. I hope he gets his barbecue finished up before then. There we go. That is locked down. I know it doesn't look straight, but that's all right. Okay, now we're supposed to run down or put these in place. Let's see. That looks straight. You know what? Before I do that, I'm going to change that motor around really quick because I want the wire sticking out the back. And that's something I should have paid attention to last night and fixed it last night so you guys don't have to deal with it. Afro 3D, thank you for joining. Now that's going to be a pain. Oh, did get those locked in right yesterday, so hopefully I can just go ahead and remove that really quick here. Close enough. Sweet. Okay. That's it. Everything's full out. Thanks, Richard. He said it looks straight, so that's good. Don't tell Chris, but I'm a bad YouTuber. I forgot to watch his video before I did this. I should have watched his video and I would have known more of what to run into. But I wanted it to be a surprise, so I purposely didn't watch his video on the Zonestar because I wanted to see exactly what I was up against. Otherwise, I probably would have already known about all this stuff. But I am starting to draw a conclusion about GearBest, and I am probably wrong about it. And if I am, I apologize up front. I'm really starting to wonder if they're not just a clearinghouse for seconds. You know, kind of like the uh, up in Gilroy they have this place called the Outlets, and it's where these different stores have sell their merchandise that pretty much they couldn't get away with selling it at the stores because the different parts of it, you know, the clothing is maybe got seams that are crooked and stuff like that. I really starting to wonder about GearBest if maybe that's not kind of what it is. It's just a clearinghouse for the Chinese companies to offload their merchandise that they know isn't quite right. Like maybe first generation printers, prototype printers, that kind of stuff. I'm just starting to wonder about it. Oh, Greg, Curtis is sending pics now. Oh man, he's gonna make you hungry. He's probably gonna start sending me some here pretty in a little bit. He'll send me something. He'll be like, "Hey, look what I'm eating. Look, there you are live streaming." That's right. I'm meeting up with him on Saturday. So okay, so now it says to put the lead screws in. I never even checked these to see if they were straight. Yeah, it looks straight. Almost got locked in, I think. So you saying that Gear Best and Banggood electronics usually come straight out of the Shenzhen electronics market. Huge one. So it could be hit or miss. That's true too. It's just I've been hearing a lot of complaints recently about well, it's ever since they came out about missing parts and stuff like that. So I just kind of was wondering if maybe that's not where they sent their first generation printers and stuff like that. But like I said, I could be wrong about it. It's just, and then I'm hearing now that some of the 3D printer companies are refusing to honor warranties if they didn't buy directly from them, from their website. So I don't know what companies it was, but that's what I'd heard just recent. So that was something else that kind of made me wonder about it. Okay, so now it says I need the one with the motor. Goes down this side of it. Let's see. So what's it going to be? Is it going to move or not? That is tight. There's got to be some way of loosening this a little bit or something. Give it a little bit more. Yeah, that bound up really fast. Do I have it the right way? Yeah. Did I push it down too soon? No. It sure doesn't like that roller. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, it was when the rollers started coming down. Wow, that is a tight fit. Let's see. Once again, they don't have an eccentric nut on these to change the position. That's one thing I thought was kind of odd from the very beginning. So, see if just by loosening the assembly a little bit, if that kind of gives it a little bit more wiggle room. That is not going to go like that. Okay. Is there any burrs there? Nope, no burrs. On Instagram, it's Jimmy Shaw's Tidbits. I actually do have one because of the Facebook page. I don't do a whole lot on Instagram, though. Okay. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if I should do it. And that is to drill a larger hole in the front to make that wheel roll. Because everything's rolling freely. It's just it doesn't want to travel. It's not wide enough for it to fit into that into that track. Rod is making you feel sick. Oh, goodness. I don't want to drill that. If it had an eccentric nut, I could twist it. It would rotate the wheel out, and then I could adjust that part of it. But without that, I have no way of adjusting it. Let's see, what size is that? That's one size larger. Forgive me. I hate doing that. Okay, so that made it a little bit larger. Not tremendously, but hopefully that'll be enough to allow it to work. Let's do another backup. That's some whizzy wobble. Yes, it is. Thing just keeps on moving, doesn't it? Back and forth. Back. Make them seasick. Let's see. Hopefully this was enough. Come on, get in there. Just going to do that lightly so that hopefully it will pull out enough. Will that allow it? Am I going to have to drill it a larger size? Don't want to. It's not going to do it. See, once I put it in there, it tips forward. So whenever the top wheel comes there, it's not going to do it. And that is all the way forward. So I don't want to keep drilling that out. Let's see what size drill is that. That's a 1564. Next size up's a 1/4 inch. I don't want to just go huge on it. Let's see how much play we got there. It's got more play. I'll try it. Okay. so we can look down the top of it. It's closer, but it's still a ways off. I thought last night, I have to check to see if that actually travels down the outside. Nah, it'll work. They know what they're doing. Skipping the 1764th, going straight for the 932nd. Oh, that was too fast. Okay. It's definitely getting to be more room. The thing is, each time I drill it out, it's drilling out larger. It's not lengthening the hole. So this is going to be the last hole I can drill without going to washers to hold everything. Hopefully that will be enough. Dirty dog. There we go. Okay. Is that it? That is a tight fit. Too tight. Let's roll it back and forth a little bit. Definitely going to have to, let me just try loosening these a hair. Hopefully something moves a little. No. It's just too. It's just a hair off. Let me see if I can just wallow it out just a hair. With the same bit. Some material coming off it, so hopefully that did the trick. It just needs a hair. Let's see if the screw going to be all right. Yeah, he'll be fine. It looks like fun. Yeah, this has been just a barrel of fun right here. There we go. Okay. Will that do the trick? It's still tight. I don't know how much further I want to go with that. It actually is to the point where I would need a washer. Goodness. If I use washers, I'll have to go with longer screws as well. With that said, though, I actually, well, that is the longest screw I've got, isn't it? Did I get any longer yesterday? Same length. Rats. That does have a bigger head, though. Then I don't just need a washer on the side with a... Well, let's just go ahead and wall it just a hair more, and then let's go from there. Okay, good enough. I think that should do it. Screw is getting to the point where it's going to pass through. So I picked up these extra ones from Lowe's yesterday. They're like $1.99 a pack. And I figured, well, if I'm going to keep playing with printers, I might as well get some extra screws to keep around. So I pick up these M5 by, what are they, 35? But the heads on the ones that they have aftermarket, you know, away from these manufacturers, they're a lot larger head. So that'll hold it. Let's see, go that, go that, go that. That. I'm forgetting a flat washer. There we go. Flat washer. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's looking more like a machine. I don't know if it's going to work like a machine or not, but it's looking like one. That was my goal for today. Make it look like a 3D printer. Just did not expect this garbage. Let's see, will the nut be large enough to, you know what? It's just going to have to be. Let's see if that fits any better. You know what? That works. That will work. I sure hope the other side goes better than this. At least it's not binding up this time. That works. Yay! That will work. Okay. Please work. Please work. Please work. It's tight. It's tight, but it slipped into place. So I just need to drill that out a little bit, and I think it'll be fine. At least I don't have to go as big as that one was. My goodness. Okay. It was the 732nd I went with the first time. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So I want to go ahead and I'll take it from the same way so that the nut will be facing outward. Oh. You don't understand, Calvin. I had to do it. I didn't want to. It made me do it. I didn't want to have to drill the thing. I tried everything I could not to drill it. I begged it and I pleaded with it, and it said, no, you got to drill me. I'm like, okay. You must have just joined. You didn't see me do the other side, did you? I really made a mess of that one. Let's see. That's right. This is the one that didn't call for the extra spring washer. So I better make sure I take it off that one side. Forgot about that. I'm going the other way. I might as well go the other way too on that one. It's going to be easier. Let's see, so that was spacer, spring washer, washer, wheel, washer, bushing, then put it through. See how that works. Much better. Okay, now I'm going to lock that down. Now I can lock it down. Lock these down while I'm thinking of it. Okay. It works. Please work, please work. Yes. Okay. What a relief. Okay. On to the next step. Yes, already got that one done. Okay, so now it says to put the top on it. Okay, so now on this one, it's going to be a larger screws on that side. So, let's see if I put my, that's the 20 millimeter ones. I need the, there they are, the 30 millimeter. Actually, probably could have got by with the other ones. It doesn't have to grab so much material. You know what? I'll just do that. You may need the, because it's more important for it to be attached at the bottom than it is at the top, I think. Top is mainly just to keep it level and in place. That works. Actually, where did I see that? Install one in the back hole. Leave the front hole open. That's right, because there's some plastic brackets which I forgot to drill out. That's all right. Come on. Come out of the hole. There you go. Okay, so we got that one. And then we need on this side, the back, which is facing towards you. Greg's taking off. Thank you, Greg, for joining. You take care. Have fun finding that barbecue. Okay, so we've got that. Now once we put the heat bed on, once again, I'm going to wait till the very end on that. Okay, so now for the cross member, that's going to be this one right here. That's right. I got to deal with one more set of these rollers. Oh no, I hope it's not. I don't have to do that with this. Let's see. I'm going to cry if I have to work on this. You are joking me. Oh, thank you. Oh, I just made my year right there. Oh my goodness. Okay. So somehow I missed the instructions where it said I need to put some more nuts on here. Let's see. There's some extras here. Oh, good. There are extras. Okay. So apparently I was supposed to put some on this side, I'm sure. I just don't remember seeing that in the instructions. I should go from underneath. Yeah, I'm glad to see it's got 2 Z screws. I was wondering if it was when I very first opened the package, then I saw the second one. I was like, okay, this is going to be a sturdy one. That's one thing that surprised me with the TiVo having the one, is I figured it would sag, and actually it doesn't sag. At least not, well, I'll take it back. It does. And the reason I can tell is because the bed, I have it like that in order for it to be level. I noticed that one side of the bed, the springs are compressed, where the other side, it's not as compressed. So there has to be a certain amount of sag there. Okay. Do I have that straight? Yep. Okay. Now what I better do to get some kind of a measurement on here. trying to get something close. Actually, I better pick a better spot to measure from. Yeah, that'll be fine. Just something close. Okay. Actually, I'm going to turn this around facing towards you. And I was stupid and didn't change the position of that motor. I can do that after the fact. I'm not going to torment you guys with that. Those like that. Well, that could be the reason why he told me not to put those on there. Well, let's see. Okay. Like that on that. And then on that. Okay. Well, resting up against that couldn't be that bad. Forgot my headphones, so I can't hear the famous Jimmy speak. What the? Let's see. No. Come on. Twist. Twist, you dirty dog. There you go. Trying to see if the little nut twists inside the T bracket. Or inside the bracket. Some of them aren't wanting to twist. Get in there. There you go. Okay. There it is. Okay. Starting to look like a printer now. Starting to look like a very big printer, by the way. Okay. It's looking good. Okay, so now I'm pretty sure we're to the point where insert the hot end. Yes, that's already in place. Okay, so now we run the belt. How do we run the belt on this one? Let's see. It shows the belt going through. Oh, it goes on those metal tabs underneath the extruder. Okay. Let's see. Come on. Oops, sorry about that. Get too close to the microphone. Okay. Nope. Come on. want you to go. There we go. Okay. Oh, now that fit. Okay. Go, Jimmy, go. You can do it. You can do it. Let's see here. Let's try to figure out how much extra I'd like on that side. I think right about there. I think that will work. I'll probably bring it a little bit closer on the next one here. Somebody's calling, but I'll deal with that later. There we go. Let's take these little nippers and make sure I don't nip any wires when I do this. There we go. Beautiful. I'll have to change the position of pulley on there. In fact, I will change that right now before I tighten the belt up because I want it a little bit deeper. Actually, it's a long Allen wrench. See how that travels. Good. I don't hear any teeth grinding on the on the rail, so that's good. This is getting to the fun part now. Trying to tighten a belt without a tensioner. Let's see. Just get one of these zip ties on here just to get it in position. Put the second one on because once I start tightening this up, it's going to see. I like to alternate them if I can. There we go. So once I start pulling tension, it's going to want to go deeper into that slot. one of these as close as I can. To it. There we go. Okay. The belt feels tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clip this belt and tuck it. That will work. It's looking like it now. Okay, so that is taken care of. Where are we at on time? 9:35. That's not bad. Thought it'd take a lot longer than that to get where I'm at. Let's see. Don't need a measure, but I'd like to try to get something straight on here. Cool. So like I was saying at the very beginning of this, probably before a lot of you joined, I found the LCD bracket. Turned out that there's a hidden compartment here just below where the circuit board was, and I completely missed it. Last night I was going through the packing material, starting to throw stuff away. I found it. Okay, so the ironic part is it touches against the fan for the end stop. I mean, I guess that works. Okay, so at the moment we have the majority of this printer assembled. Now it looks like we are going to be working on getting the electronics box set up. That looks like it goes onto this side. Forgive me for doing this on this side, not on that side, but there's not enough room between me and the camera to do anything over there. Let's see. Trying to see where. So it looks like it just mounts back here. In the back corner of it. It looks like. Drop my nut. I almost dropped the whole thing that time. That would have been bad. I'm going to turn that heater back off again. Man, I am just butterfingers today. Cannot get stuff on there. Okay, where's my screwdriver? There.
That doesn't feel like it grabbed. Did that time, I think. Nope, it did not. I don't think it's going to, because it's exactly where the screw hole is. Oh, that's going to be a fail. So I was tightening up the screws over here. There. That didn't grab either. No. It was more than 3 times. How you doing, Jeff? Thank you for joining. Why in the world is that one not grabbing now? You know what? I need to do some wiring on this anyway, so why in the world am I mounting it? I'll deal with mounting it later. Hang it. Let's see. Is my phone ringing now? Yeah. Okay, so now it says to mount the extruders. So these go right up here. I should have just nodded and said, yeah, 3 times. I don't want to sugarcoat how much it took. Let's see, that's sitting at 1.75 inches. Inch and 3/4. Is that right? Yep. Did not grab. There we go. There. Loosen that one just a hair. That's too loose. There we go. So we got the extruders in place. Let's see. Now we're supposed to run our heating. Yeah, I'm not using that. It's alive. Okay. We don't have a filament detector on this, so we're going to bypass that part. Now we're to the point where we're supposed to mount these on here. I could have swore it said to only put it in the front one, but it looks like it's going to be the back one is where it's actually going to be screwed on. Oh, it's one on one and one on the other. Okay, so this one's still open. This one over here, I'll have to switch around. So it's going to be the back one. This, once again, is a side that I didn't modify. So it's easy enough to move that one to the front. And then we're going to go with the 35 or 30 millimeters, something like that, for the other part with the bracket. So it'll be this longer screw. I'll get this one in place first. Okay, now for the side I'm going to have to modify. Let's see. So let me set that drill. Yeah, I think it's that one. No, it's not that big. I'm trying to remember what size drill bit I used. That feels like the right one. Okay. And then for the head of it, I'm supposed to be using a 1/2 inch, but let me see if this will just give me, all you gotta do is just bevel it. That felt nice. Didn't mean to go all the way through it. That's all right, though. It doesn't matter because it's still going to... So that one's too short. I need the longer... Is that the longer? No, that's the shorter. 30... Oh, that is my longest ones, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to have to get longer screws. That's all right. This one here is just for holding that rod. Yeah, I'll have to get some longer screws. That's no big deal, though. I can do that later. Anyway, that's, for the most part, what it looks like. Let's see. We're getting to the boom part. We're getting there. Okay, so now we're doing the filament. They call it the filament feeder. So it goes in on the back side of it. Okay, wait a minute here. So I got something turned around here wrong. Let's see. That's right. These face toward the front. Is that right? See, that's the back of it. This is the front of it. It's showing. Huh. Could have swore I had the right way the first time. So that means I got my wires facing the wrong direction if I do it that way. Well, it's calling for putting the filament feeders on here. And then I guess what happens, they pretty much your filament goes up through the bottom of it. But why does it have it on the opposite side of where? Because it's showing for these to go on the front side and these motors be turned around. So your filament will be on the opposite side of where it needs to feed through. Well, that's kind of odd. Just remember, if it looks dangerous, stick your finger to test if it's live. Oh, goodness. Man, thought I had that right. Okay, let's go ahead and, because I want to get to the electronics on this if I can today. Human continuity detector. Man. Nice to know who your friends are, huh? Well, that's one T-nut that don't want to come out. Wow. There we go. That was a good T-nut. Yeah, it shouldn't need a drill to be assembled. That's exactly right. The fact that it needs a drill to be assembled is a fail to begin with. It truly is a kit for somebody who wants to tinker. It's definitely not for somebody who is new to 3D printing and is looking to assemble their first 3D printer and have never had experience with it, because they would be completely lost. The instructions, for one, are horrendous because all they do is show pictures. That's it. Which was a dream when I was a kid, because that's like how I assembled most of the stuff, was by what the picture showed. But it's getting a little bit ridiculous on this one. Okay, so that will end up going there. Let's go ahead and get this other one off. Get it swapped out right. There we go. Swap this one around really quick. What time are we at? 9:54. Good. There we go. There we go. Okay. Turn it around again. Okay. So it wants it facing like that. Stick it right there. If only the cheap kit came with Jimmy to build it. No. I don't see Matter Hackers having this printer on their list of printers they will build for you either. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I want you to spin around, you stupid T-nut. There. Okay. Got those in place. Now we can do our little tubes on here. It looks pretty. Now for these funny wing looking thingy watchies for the filament. It wants them facing like that. It's getting up so tall now it doesn't even show on camera. Okay. One more. There we go. So now from the front, this is what it looks like. Got our little filament holders on there. Might have to adjust them out a little bit, but we'll see later on. Actually, I think now I can set this direction because we need to start working on electronics here. I wonder. I may end up taking this screw out and putting a longer screw on it and just maybe drill that out and mount it on that direction along with the T-nuts on the back. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the wiring done now. Hopefully. I think that's the next part of it. I can't see there being much more to it other than wiring. Yeah, pretty much it's getting to the wiring now. I can put the bed on it now at this point. So let's go ahead. Get the rubber band off of here. Bands off of that. Is that this? Surely this is the side they're wanting the circuit board on, because at the same time, why do they have in-stop wires that long for this side? I wonder if it's not supposed to be on the, well, no, it couldn't be on the other side. Otherwise, the electronics would be in the front of the unit. We're getting down to his favorite part here. He's getting ready to see the electronics go together. He's about to become very, very happy. Or not. Okay. Okay. Nice set of wires here. Got those wires. Got these. I didn't change that stepper around. But for what I need to do, I probably should switch it around while I'm at it. I wasn't going to, but I need to start running the wires correctly, and I don't want to have to do it wiring a second time on this thing. Beer drinking vodka after. Oh man. Excuse me. So what time is it where everybody's watching? Like here right now, it's 10:02 in the morning. Thursday morning. What time in the world are you guys at? (19:02) in Finland. 5 p.m. in Liverpool. 10:02, Mr. Carol Science. How you doing, Mr. Carol Science? Oh my goodness. Hey Rick, how you doing? 10:03. You're definitely doing better than me, Mr. Carol Science. You know when it's been a day whenever you have already taken the drill to the printer several times to get to this point. So at the beginning of the stream, I was saying that last night I spent about an hour and a half or so modifying parts of the printer, changing some stuff around. I found the LCD bracket. It was hidden in the packing material. So I got that taken care of. But then found out right after the stream, I think it was you that mentioned checking the screws to make sure I had enough screws. And it turned out that the bracket, or one of the uprights, which was this back one over here, was threaded at the wrong size. So I ended up having to drill out the threads, and I didn't have a tap, so I just used a screw to tap it out with. So I got all that modified last night so I could go ahead and go on with the build today. But man, what an ordeal. Okay, so I've got that facing the right direction. Now I can start getting into the wiring. Let's see. Excuse me. Okay. Now I'm seeing, what in the world is this? That's some kind of a sensor. I've got two of them. Are these run out sensors? No, they are, aren't they? It does have filament detection on it. Kidding me. Does it? Let me go back over here. I forgot to even check out what those were for. It does. How about that? So they go on the front side. Yeah, goes on the front side. It shows the screws just go through the plastic, and then there's supposed to be nuts on the back side. Yep. Let's see. I'm getting all the way over here away from the microphone. Oh no, you got a sore throat? That's how this all started with me. I woke up one morning with a sore throat, and it just went downhill from there. I've had that flu, and then I had the 24-hour flu, and then I got some kind of a cold about 2 or 3 days ago. Just been one thing after another. Afro 3D's got surprises from China. Sweet. Hide the drills. Let's see, that's just grabbing on. Because they're talking about using nuts, but I don't see any nuts in that bag. Maybe it doesn't need nuts. Because unless I drill that out, and then there's some nuts there. There's 3. Unless there's a 4th nut laying around here, which I probably dropped one yesterday. I don't see. You know what? As tight as that is in that plastic, and since there's not going to be any pressure on this, let's just go ahead and go without the nuts. We're going to go nutless on this one. Otherwise, I'm going to have to drill this out. Afro 3D, thank you very much for joining. You take care. I'll try not to over extrude myself. Oh, that's a good one. I got to remember that. Okay, so we got that screw there. Okay, so it shows it. Kind of turn it here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. There we go. Is that the direction? Oh, it wants the other direction like that. What's this? New drinking game. Take a shot every time Jimmy needs the drill. Oh, you'd have been drunk earlier. By now you'd be just completely hammered. Oh, so now it wants to get all high and mighty with me and not bite. Man. The other one bit just fine, then this one doesn't want to bite hold and stay, so I'll have to put no on it. Okay. So we have that sensor. It's pretty sweet that it has this. I honestly didn't think it had these. I just didn't pay attention. And that one wants to slip right through. Okay. That's the game you want to play. Okay, so if that one's like that, well, it'd have to be the same way, wouldn't it? Let's see. It doesn't show on the other one. Actually, it's showing the other one the opposite direction, which would make sense. No, that doesn't make sense. Why? One picture shows the motors all facing the same direction. The other picture is showing them. Yeah, I'm not going to play that game with it. I'm just going to put it on here. Just same way. If I swap them out, I'll swap it out later. Yeah, well, it shows it mirrored until this part of it, and then now it's showing having one extruder facing toward the front, one facing toward the back. So instead of having like where you see the back of this motor is, it's talking about flipping it or having it flipped around so that the main extruder is facing toward the front, and the filament holder is on the back, which makes no sense. So I'm just going to put this on there. Hang it. Ewan's been waiting for 2 days for me to get shocked or electrocuted or something. It's hilarious. He's getting very impatient with me not getting electrocuted yet. Don't worry, you may get your wish. Just hang in there. Come on, just get in there. There. Good enough. Should take that the same way. Go right there. That'll work. Okay. So now start grabbing my wire looming, get it close by. Then grab this bag over here. Let's get into the wiring now. Get these out. That's right, I gotta get this bed out so I can get it wired in. And let's see, I got the screw set right here. There we go. Let's see, so we got those. Got those. And we got thumb screws. Oops. That. Not going to be as bad as when I was 10 and stuck my hand across a CRT capacitor. Ooh, yeah, that would be bad. That's like heart-stopping bad. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of exposed wires here in a moment. But I might have something really bad to share with you that might disappoint everybody. I'll grab it here in just a moment. So I went to Home Depot yesterday and I picked up connectors so I could hook up the wiring correctly to this box because I saw how these wires are just bare. There's no connectors on them. So I went and picked those up. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me. Turn the heater off. In case anybody's wondering, that's the heater I use right there. Well, the old kerosene heaters. That still works really good. Okay. You ever stretch these out and think it's almost like spark plug wires? It's like, okay, which one's the longest one? Let's see. So that one is more than likely going to be for that extruder up there. The rest of these are about the same length. I wish they were longer though. Let's see what's in this other bag. I think it's extra parts, but let's see. It's got an extra thermistor there. See if this is a long one or if it's a shorter one. I think it's going to be a shorter one. Oh, it's a way shorter one, actually. So that'll be for this one down here. Okay. There we go. Let's see. These are all the same length. Not this one. Nope, it's another long one. Good. Because I will need that one for up here, I think. Is it the same length as that one? Or is it a little bit longer? Same length. Okay. Those will come around up here and come down. Sweet. Actually, you know what? That one will go to that motor. Let's see, 1023. I can get this thing wired up in an hour. Yeah, that will work. So I got stepper. We are that one for the bottom here. Okay. Now, do I want to do tight loom or do I want to do the looser one? I think I'll probably just do the. So that's good for the little wires, but I'll use the other one for the larger wires. Like for this one here, I'm going to want about that much. Let's see where the scissors thing go. I like this loom better because it's more long term and it holds up better than that stuff that they send from the factory. I just think it looks a little bit nicer. I should use heat wrap on it, the heat shrink, but I'll just use some tape on it. I can always go back later and do something nicer with it. There we go. Love to see you print one of your designs. I've got some others that I'll be doing pretty soon here, I think. Let's see, let's just go ahead and put a little bit of tape over that connector just to soften up the edge a little bit. There we go. And actually, I can just kind of guess this out a little bit here. Come on. There we go. It looks pretty close to the tornado. I was wondering about that. Because size-wise, I was noticing the other day, it looked like they were probably pretty close to the same build dimensions. This one has a print bed of 300 by 300. I did not check the Z height on it to see what it is, but it looks to me like it's going to be at least 300, possibly more. Let's see. And put a little bit of tape around this other one so it doesn't stay frayed out. I just want it to come out through the other one. I don't want that. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Okay. Okay. That will work on that. This down through here. It's close enough where I'm not going to worry about putting a loom over that little bit of wiring. Make sure that everything is away from that pulley. Very nice. Okay. There. Sorry for being so quiet, trying to concentrate on it. So Tornado is 300 by 300 by 400. I haven't looked up the specs on this one. I haven't had a chance to do it. I don't know why. I should have by now. I know this has got to be pretty close to it. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Sure, a lot easier feeding this larger loom than that 1/4 inch I did last time on the TiVo. That got a little bit hard to run on some of these wires. So I decided to go with some of this larger stuff just to be on the safe side on some of these. That one up there needs a little bit more tape on it. That will work. Now for this, once again, I run just a little bit of the 1/4 inch over that one part. Cut the frayed edges off of that one. Make it a little bit easier to tape it up. You put a little bit of work in it now, and they'll make things look nicer later on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the dogs go crazy anytime the neighbor wakes up and starts working on cars next door. What's this about toast? Let's see. It's getting there. Okay. Tape off the other part there. Forgot about that. Otherwise, this one end wants to kind of fray out through the other loom. Just need to cover up that ragged end of it. There we go. Works. Okay. I would like to bring that I'd rather have it like that anyway. Should have brought those down the same loom. Oh well, too late now. That's what I was going to do originally too, and I forgot all about it. Oh well. Okay, this one. Let's see, just a little bit there. So I'm debating whether to bring that and tie it into the rest of those. I could. Bring it over like that, bring it underneath this, and just tie it in with the rest of those. That's what I'll do. Let me just go ahead and put a little bit of loom over that. To about there. Yeah, I hear the motor out there running. So it's got the dogs all riled up. Let's go ahead and pull that off. Okay. Bring that underneath, like so. Really isn't going to matter on those other wires there. Nobody's going to ever see that part anyway. This kid's taking off. Have a good one. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Okay, so I need to be sure to mark these. Let's see, where's the other tape? Do I have any of the blue tape? Nope. So this one's going to be for there. I'll just put this over there so I'll know that that's what that's for. Okay, good enough. Actually, I can't do that. No, I can't. Yeah, it can. That will work. coming slowly but surely. Okay. So now pull that wire tight. Where's my yellow wire at? There's my yellow wire. Okay. I want to take those like that. Close enough, I think. Andy Outdoor Nerd, thank you for joining. Doing good. I'm starting to put the finishing touches on this. There we go. Pulling my wires a little bit tighter, trying to figure out exactly how I want to put this loom to make it look all right. Don't want to have to come back through and redo this if I don't have to. A little bit more tape. One of these days I'll pick up enough of that heat shrink tubing to where I can actually do this the right way without having to use the tape. There we go. That will work. Perfect. That will work. No shocks yet, unfortunately. No shocks, but lots of drilling. Okay. Got lots of cleaning up to do in here when I get done with this. And that's the one I didn't roll over the corner so I could see. There it is, where I taped it. I usually try to roll over the corner of the tape so that I can grab hold of it easy enough to pull it back off. Okay, next thing. Next thing will be this extruder. Now this has got kind of a funny setup to it to begin with, so I'm just going to kind of have to play it by ear. Let's see. A lot of wires coming through this part of it. Okay. I meet up with Calvin on Saturday, so it might be a good chance for him to try it. So before I do that, I want to measure out for some of this. There's my closest connector right there. Okay. Okay. Have 3 days to prepare. Oh, man. Okay. More wire loom. Got 2 more of these to do, and then I will be done with putting loom on everything, I think. It'll just be a matter of hooking everything up to the power supply, the circuit board. I got about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to have a hard stop where I got to take off. So hopefully I can get this done. Okay. I need to figure out which fan goes where. Let's see. Yeah, I can always do that in a little bit. It's not going to be that complicated to figure it out. There we go. Okay. go. Let's see. Yeah, figure out a way of training that wire to stay up. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll just zip tie it right there. Just kind of give it a little bit of a twist. All the way out there. Let's see here. One more zip tie on the slower one. Okay. I'll have to train it somehow to stay up, but I think that'll work. Okay. Good enough there. There. Now I've got these wires. Excuse me. Okay. It's not that far away to where I think I need to use any extra wires. In fact, I'm going to have to shorten this up somehow. I think what I'll have to do is probably I'll just have to ball them up somehow because there's no use in it being that long for being right here by the circuit board. I'll play with those in a little while. I'm not going to worry about putting a loom on those just yet. I'll do the print bed mainly. That's the most important one right now. Those got spades on them. Okay. You guys are funny, man. Okay. I'm just going to go with a 1/4 inch on this one. I think it will work. Or not. Huh. Okay. In that case, we'll go with a 1/2 inch. Okay. Come on. Not that complicated. Get out of there. Okay. So now, pull that there. That should work. Okay. I feel like it's going to need some kind of stress relief thing on that later on, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. That'll be another thing to worry about later on. Okay. I want to go ahead and get this wired up. So we've got our, let's see, got our black wire, we got our yellow wire, we got our red wire. And get some of this out of the way. Crimpers. And so that's showing me the circuit board. I'm trying to find for the power supply, make sure I get it right. Okay, AC input, DC output. I'm sure that's where these are going to come in. And these already have connectors on them, so that's good. So DC output, we're going to go. Well, that's nice. If you open up the flap, it covers everything up. Okay, so we got this power supply looks totally different from that side. Let's see. So AC on the instructions, AC is on that side. On this, it's on this side. So we have our line, we have our neutral, we have our ground, and then we have our voltage negative here in the middle. So that's going to go there for the 12 volt negative. And we've got our 12 volt positive on the other side. Okay, so that's our positive negative for the DC portion of it. And now it shows yellow as being the ground. So let's go ahead and try to discern if I want to shorten the wire or not. I guess I'll just leave it the same length. I'll shorten it a little bit. Okay. There we go. Crimp it one more time just to be safe. There we go. So the yellow is going to be the negative, which is going to go right there. Okay. See the black one. See, it's going a little bit different here now. Pretty sure the red's going to be what they consider the positive. They thought about safety. Rats. Foiled again. How dare they? Thinking about safety. My goodness. What's wrong with these people? Let's see. Line neutral. And this one's going to be line. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Yeah. It's going to be. Yeah, we should be good there. So that's going to be line. And then keep looking at the chat in case somebody says, no, don't do that. There we go. Okay, so we have the main power all put into there. Now we're ready to start running wires up here. And why they made these so long is beyond me. Let's see here. I'll just roll them up. And we will zip tie them or something here. If it hadn't been for them putting ends on it, I would have just go ahead and cut them off. But since they put ends on it, I'll go ahead and stay where the ends are on it. There we go. Okay, so now let's get back over here to come on. There we go. DC inputs all the way over here to the right. And it's going to take a little straight head screwdriver. Let me just go ahead and put this in place here. Actually, no, don't. Well, yeah. Let's go ahead and put it in place, and then I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do the other parts of it. Come on. Get through the hole. Don't want to do that so good, do you? I guess we'll bring it around the other way then. I was hoping to fit up through that hole, but there wasn't enough clearance. How come that's still loose? It's like the screws are too long. I'll deal with it in a little bit. Like everything else, deal with it later. Okay, so I'll cut my little tie off of here because that didn't no good at all. So I'm going to take my power or my wires here and feed those up and around. Bring them around the back of it. And then I'll need a straight screwdriver, which I think they provided one. Yep. Okay, so positive goes here. I will probably go with an external MOSFET. Quite honestly, I've already got one right there. So I'll probably end up going with it in the long run. But I'll go ahead and give theirs a shot first. Okay, so that's supposed to be the negative side. Let's try to see if I can double check it on the board. Yep, that is correct. Okay, so we have power to the board. By rights, I could test it right now, and I should see some lights or something, shouldn't I? Screwdriver is reversible. Okay, power off. Moment of truth. I see lights. Sweet. So we know that works. And I didn't get shocked. Oh, by the way, let me just for the sake of my gentleman over the wants to see me get shocked. Let's see what happens when I. Oh, look! I don't get shocked yet. Of course, I gotta hook up the wires, don't I? Ewan's like, no. 2 days of watching this idiot, and I haven't seen him get electrocuted yet. Oh, okay. So these are going to go up to the LCD, and those are going to be LCD cable, EXP2, EXP1. Everything's kind of turned on this compared to where it's supposed to be. There we go. So EXP. Let's see. Driver, these 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Let's take the 2 up there first. This is not a good setup right off the bat, because if you have your large parts coming back and forth, having that cable drooped across there is not a good idea. So I'm going to have to work on that. I'll probably end up moving the LCD over to the side and move the extruders toward the middle or something. I'll figure something out. But that is not going to work. Oh yeah, a lot of people don't realize these have two different Phillips and two different the flathead, and a lot of people don't realize that those are nut drivers. If you're working on a PC, I believe it's this side of it will work for the standoffs. Learn that from Jay's 2 cents. Okay, so the next thing we want to hook up is our, let's go ahead and hook up our Z height. So that's going to be Z height are over here. There we go. And Z height over here. Okay, and then see, for our y-axis, it is going to be that one. And then this is going to be for the Y end stop. It's going to go right next to it. There we go. So we have that harness taken care of. Now we have our heated bed. Heated bed goes directly next to the power. I like their connectors. That's a good idea. We'll see how it holds up though. Okay, and then our thermistor for our heated bed goes the bottom one. Okay. Then we have our extruders go into these. So that will be over here. It's going to be, let's see here. Well, we have our we have our single heated our heat block, which it's going to be this right here. And see, it's showing for 2 extruder nozzles. It only has 1 extruder nozzle. So we're going to put it on number 1. So it's going to be this one right here. And number 2, or still number 1, but the second side of it. Those are in place. We have our thermistor. It's going to go on the bottom one right here. Got 2 fans. And so that's where I'm going to have to find out which one is the cooling and which one is the other. So hot and cooling fan goes on the top over here. So that's for giggles. Let's find out which fan this is. neither one of them is spinning. See, and that's for the, yeah, the top one is supposed to be for the part cooling. So I would think it would be going the whole time. Maybe it only starts whenever the print starts. That's what we'll pretend that's what it is. Okay, so this one is for okay. It's going to be for the Z end stop sensor is what that one's going to be, or Z height. So Z ends. Well, let's see. We got the Z end stop over here. That's for the bed leveling. Let's see, which one does that go to? No shocks either. So we either got the Z, and then for the Z end stop, that's what I forgot to hook up a little bit ago. Bring those wires over here. And that's going to be Z end stop. Let's see. Extruder motor 1, extruder motor 2. So extruder motor number 1 would be, I believe, this one. So extruder number 1 will go over here. That's the filament. Got another phone call coming in. Let's see. This one's going to be for the runout sensor. Oh, went one page too far. Okay, proximity. Oh, there's a proximity sensor. Let's see. That was proximity sensor goes over here. You have to get all this straightened back out before I put the cover on it. I just want to see if the thing works a little bit. I may not even get it printed. It all depends if there's anything on the SD card. Okay. Okay, run out. Let's see. For dual extruder, you can connect two run out modules there. Okay, so if I take this one, the run out module will go I guess it doesn't matter because it'll just pause the print. So one of them will go there. The other one will go next to it. Okay. This one is for the other extruder. Should go there. Z unstop, then okay, so this is going to be one of the fans. This is going to be the other fan. So that remains to be seen which is which. That's connected. And now we need excuse me. X. Okay, so the X is going to go there, goes there. There we go. That's going to be for the Z stop, or the X stop, I mean. I think we have everything jury rigged at the moment. So let's see what happens. You don't see nothing moving yet. Grandma was slow, but she was old. So anybody want any coffee or anything? I think we can make a cup of coffee or make a pot of coffee by the time this hits the Z stop. Oh my goodness. I better rush and make sure it doesn't bottom out here. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should take about a 5-minute break and then come back. Oh my goodness. I can tell right now this whole thing has got to be moved off to the side more. It cannot be where it's living right now. It's just way too close to the print bed. Even if I get the wires straightened up and get the plate on it, it's still way too close. As far as the screw here for this, what's going to be touching the end stop for the Z axis, the one right down here, by the time it gets here, it's one thing, it's going to be hitting right at the base of the sensor. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does. Actually, I think it's going to miss the sensor altogether. If it hits the sensor, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to get ready to turn it off here. Oh, it actually touched it. It touched the far corner of it. Oh my goodness. Well, it moved. And now I see magic smoke coming from somewhere. I don't know if you saw that little bit of smoke coming from something there. I think it was one of the drivers just popped. I can smell it now. Yeah, everything died on it. Still smelling something that's hot. I think it was the driver for I don't know which driver that was. I saw some smoke coming from this driver right here. Back on, see. Did the LCD come back on? Oh, LCD did not come back on. So that concludes today's stream. Oh, goodness. Nothing feels hot. Touching the MOSFETs or the heat sinks for the Z, and nothing seems hot there, but something popped something somewhere. Ah, yeah, there was a little bit of smoke came from right here. So yeah, just poke it. It's 12 volt. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Well, that sucks. There we go. Okay, so what popped that time? Ah, it's that driver right there just smoked. So why did it smoke? There's the magic smoke. Fireworks. Want to see some more fireworks? Let's put it back in there. I don't understand that one. What, no more fireworks? Come on. Well, now that it fried, see, which one is that one for? That one's for the X-axis motor. Well, that one, the sensor went and touched. It stopped and everything. It wasn't grinding away. Let's see if it'll rehome with a burnt driver. Still works. I don't understand that one at all. It still works. LCD stayed on this time. The stepper's locked up, which is what I would expect. The weirdest thing ever. Well, let's go ahead and preheat PLA. See if it gives us any settings as far as it heating up. Yeah, looks like everything's heating up. With a burnt driver, too. That's the weirdest thing ever. Okay, so I got my fans reversed. So let's go ahead and switch those out. Okay. Got a little burnt spot on my aluminum bed. Yeah, I said aluminum. Well, good thing is I do have an extra driver, so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll just swap it out. One thing I do need to do is to level this bed, or at least pretend to level it. Let's see. One thing I think I need to lower it a little bit more. Let me go ahead and stop the. Let's see. Disable steppers. Okay, let's go ahead and read home. Bottomed out. So I'm going to have to play with the Z couplers to get those down further. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to print with that like that. Let's see. I'll play with the Z couplers really quick here. What time is it? 11:40? I'm supposed to be getting out of here right now, but let's play with this a little bit. Huh. It's got to slide in a little bit. Huh. Still got hold of that rod somehow. That's what I was afraid of. I'm going to figure that one out, get that lower so I can I need the coupler down lower because what's happening is it's bottoming out on the couplers. Let's see. No, there's no fire. Not yet. But the bed is hot. The extruder appears to be at 190. Bed's at 60. So until I can figure out how to level this thing correctly, I need to go ahead and get the couplers dropped down lower and then get it where I can level the bed and then probably set the proximity sensor and all that. But you know what? At least it's built. I was hoping to get a first print on it today, but it's not going to happen. But Biddle, thank you very much for joining me on this, for keeping me company while I was building this thing. It's been an ordeal, but at least it's together. I'm going to pick up another one of these screws while I'm in town today that's longer and get that done. Probably come in here tonight and get these dropped down a little bit and hopefully do a video or something on it either tonight or tomorrow hopefully with it printing. I'll just kind of start up where I left off here, unless you guys want me to do another live stream on it. But quite honestly, I think it's something I need to take my time and dial in to make sure I get it right. Let's see. Can't wait to see it making stuff and things. Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, my hopes are not that high on it, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully it'll do better than I think it will. That was not comforting. That's for sure. You know me, I like to have my printers where I can trust them so I can go to town and not worry about stuff. But honestly, would you trust that? Oh, man. I still don't understand that one. Wait a minute. It's got some kind of a glue stuff that was on it. Like a papery glue. I wonder if that was just shortened across it. That could have been. Anyway, that's the jankiest looking driver ever. Yeah, the little heat sinks are crooked on all of them. It's the funniest thing. That thing is hot right there too. Anyway, I'll put it back on there in a little bit. Actually, I'll probably just swap out and put the other one on it. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and call it. Let me grab my mouse wherever I put that thing. Oh, there it is. There we go. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Right now, that's the only printer I had that still wasn't built. So I'll get to working on it, get it straightened out, and hopefully have a video up by the end of the week. If not, it'll probably be next week with it actually printing. And then we'll just kind of go from there and see how it pans out. Definitely, as it stands right now, it's not one that I would definitely recommend to anybody at the moment. But we'll see how it turns out in the end. But once again, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll hopefully have something up for you at the end of the week. If not, by next week, I'll definitely have some more videos up. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Bye. Yeah, it's a great mouse pad. Very hot one, too. Bye.